Welcome to the epic season finale of our Explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on a seriously awe-inspiring destination, Fuzhou. It's known as the City of Blessings, and honestly, after weeks of exploring all these different regions, we've landed in the absolute perfect spot to wrap things up. It's a city that just beautifully intertwines deep, ancient history with some of the most stunning natural landscapes you'll ever see.
There's a quote that perfectly captures where we're at right now. For 40 days, we followed a different China. The China shaped by mountains, rivers, villages, temples, and the sea. And that is exactly what Fuzhou is all about. Our whole journey culminates right here, in a city defined by this profound connection to nature and history, rather than just the towering modern skylines you might normally picture when you think of rapid urban development.
Okay, so let's just dive right in and ground ourselves in Fuzhou's urban core. Picture the Minjing River. It just has this peaceful, majestic flow to it, right? And it's beautifully framed by the deep, inviting shade of the city's ancient trees. It instantly gives you a real feel for the slower, much more intentional pace of life here.
Actually, those massive trees literally give Fuzhou its soul. The city is officially known as Rongcheng, which translates to the city of banyan trees. And when you see them, you totally get it. These ancient banyans have these sprawling aerial roots that just drop straight down to the earth. It creates this incredibly poetic, tranquil atmosphere right in the middle of a bustling city. Imagine just strolling under that dense, green canopy on a warm, sunny afternoon. It's pure magic.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the immense historical weight of this place. We're looking at Sanfang Qixiang, or the 3 lanes and 7 alleys. This is an impeccably preserved ancient urban neighborhood. People actually call it a living fossil of China's history, and they aren't exaggerating. Walking down these stone streets isn't just a tour. It literally feels like you're stepping back in time to experience traditional Fujian culture firsthand.
And here is what's really wild about this. This tiny little urban pocket, just 3 lanes and 7 alleys, produced well over 100 highly influential figures. 100! We're talking major thinkers, writers, and leaders who profoundly shaped modern Chinese history. It is a staggering concentration of intellectual and cultural legacy packed into one incredibly small neighborhood. But, this deep ancient history doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It sits in this fascinating contrast with the city's later, more global era. So, on one side of the river, you've got the ancient, spiritual serenity of Sikshan Temple. But then, right across the water, sits the 19th century international romance of Yantai Mountain. It's like a tale of 2 completely different historical worlds, just coexisting side by side in the exact same city.
So if we focus on Sikshan Temple first, its profound peacefulness actually traces all the way back to the Tang Dynasty. It's a total marvel of traditional architecture, famously known for these intricate wooden joints that don't use a single nail. But honestly, the real star of the show here is this miraculous 1,000-year-old lychee tree. It was planted way back in the Song Dynasty. Talk about a living testament to Fuzhou's incredible endurance and its reverence for nature.
Then you jump across the river to Yantai Mountain, and the vibe just shifts entirely. This whole area became a major international hub in the 19th century after Fuzhou was made a treaty port. You'll find these beautiful global architectural gems just scattered along the hillsides here. There's the former U.S. consulate perched right at the mountain's peak, and the Gothic Shokor Church, which is famously guarded by this breathtaking century-old ginkgo tree that drops a blanket of golden leaves every winter.
Because of all this, Fuzhou became known as the first city in China to open its eyes to the world. Thanks to its unique geography right at the mouth of the Minjiang River, it evolved into this early epicenter for global trade, cultural exchange, and even modern naval development. It really was an incubator for modern Chinese industry.
Okay, let's step out of the history books for a second and take a hike. I want to guide you up the mountains via the famous Fudao Forest Trail. The way this works is brilliant. You start down at the ground-level parks, rise up on these suspended steel frames, and suddenly you are literally walking right over the forest canopy until you hit these panoramic peaks. It's this perfect harmony of intense urban life and breathtaking access to nature.
And guess how long this incredible canopy walk is? 19 kilometers. It's this massive, award-winning steel-framed marvel weaving through 5 different parks. It lets residents and visitors effortlessly hover above the city's lush green landscape, giving you a fresh perspective at every turn without disturbing the fragile ecosystem down below. It's an absolute masterclass in eco-urban design.
Now, I don't know about you, but after a 19-kilometer hike hovering over the trees, I'd say we've all worked up quite an appetite, right? So I have to ask, What culinary masterpiece actually fuels a journey up these mountains? Well, get ready, because we are about to explore the absolute extravagant pinnacle of Fujian cuisine.
The legendary Buddha jumps over the wall is the ultimate reward. Just imagine this unbelievably rich, slow-cooked broth that fuses abalone, sea cucumber, pork trotters, pigeon, and shrimp. All of these super complex, savory ingredients are carefully simmered together to create this luxurious, historic feast. It is exactly what you need after a long day of exploring the city.
All right, so we've seen ancient alleys, we've hiked coastal mountains, we've checked out international architecture, but as we get to the real climax of our spatial journey today, I want to throw a surprising question your way. Is this the Rio de Janeiro of China? I know, it's a massive claim, but let's build some cinematic energy here and look at our final destination, where the mountains finally and dramatically meet the sea.
Just look at this. Behold the breathtaking Kita village. When you stand up on the coastal peaks here, you can practically feel the sweeping winds coming off the vast ocean. And right below you is this compact, incredible little fishing village perfectly hugging the dramatic coastline, totally surrounded by water on 3 sides. It really does evoke that dramatic, mountainous coastal vibe you'd expect to see somewhere in South America, doesn't it?
It's honestly a masterclass in human adaptation. The whole scene is a visual symphony. You've got endless floating fishing rafts dotting the water, those sweeping, invigorating coastal winds, and towering mountain windmills generating power high up above. It perfectly captures how the local fishermen make their living, in absolute harmony with such a rugged, dramatic natural landscape.
So, as we wrap up this season finale, I want to leave you with one final thought while we take in this stunning sunset over the Minjiang River. We've spent 40 days exploring a China shaped not just by concrete, but by mountains, rivers, and the sea. And it all culminates right here in the beautiful City of Blessings. So after following along on this incredible path and seeing firsthand how history and nature weave together so perfectly, where is your own journey going to take you next? Thank you so much for learning with us, and as always, stay curious.